think it's time for us some new rims. I done ate the curb up with that one. But anyway, if y'all got some nice ones, suggestions, drop them in the comments. Some nice rims. All right, so lately, as I told y'all, this whole ported and comped and this whole situation, I've really been feeling them out lately. And I see for 2025, quite a few manufacturers have either revamped their existing pistols to have either comps or ports. And because I guess that's something that people are very interested in, and me myself have been. So today we have three pistols. They share some characteristics that are the same. I do have one that's just a little bit smaller than the rest. But before I go any further, I must inform you that this video is for educational purposes only, and we are in a safe and controlled environment. We are at the gun range, Immokalee Range and Gun Club to be exact. All right, so I think y'all gonna be a little excited for this too because y'all did request it. So we are gonna have us a battle of the ports, comps, whatever it is that you want to call it, with three 9mm carry options. All right, so up first, we are going to talk about the Canik. I'm just going to give you barrel length and weight for each one of these pistols. If you want more information about it, each one of these have been reviewed, so make sure you go back and check that out. All right, so we have here the Canik Prime. This one is the METE MC9 Prime, chambered in 9mm. As you can see, we do have the port in the barrel as well as in the slide. This does have a barrel length of 3.64. So this one comes in as the shortest barrel out of all of these, and it weighs 32.38 ounces. And she is the lightest. Now these are unloaded weights for each one of these. Hello? All right, up next, we are talking about the Smith & Wesson Carry Comp or Comp Carry, and this is how she looks. Pistol is clear. We do have the port in the barrel or the comp in the barrel, as well as the ports in the slide. As you can see, there's one here in the front, as well as that port in the back of the slide. Now this one here does have a weight of 25.4 unloaded, and it has a 4.25-inch barrel. I think this is the EPS. Yes, and we're running the Hollison EPS with the solar panel on here. Aggression on here is crazy. I did kind of cut myself when I first reviewed this pistol with the serrations on the slide. It's a hate to love situation, just like with the grip, but either way it goes, it's a beautiful shoot. And up next, we are clear. We do have the CZ P-10C ported comp. We do have one port in the barrel. We also have that port in the slide. This one here has a weight of 26.8 ounces with a 4-inch barrel. So we do have a little bit of variety when it comes to these three firearms as far as barrel lengths and weights go. So that would pretty much come in as a preference for you. Now, all of these are chambered in 9mm, and they have performed very well. We are shooting 115 grain ammunition today, and humidity is on 100%, and we do have about 95% chance rain. So we know where we are, we know what we're doing. The only thing left now to do is suit them up so we can set them down range. All right, I don't think I'm going to need to spray that target, but we gotta hurry up and make this happen and get up out of here. All right, so we're gonna go in with the Canik METE MC9 Prime first. Now this is optic ready. They did have the option to get it with the mechanic red dot, but that option was not available when I went to get this. That is how she looks. Very pretty. And a very nice full-size feel in the hand. All right, ready? Let's watch the... All right, I didn't tell you, this magazine holds 17 rounds. That is a hell of a lot of rounds for a carry pistol. So what are we watching? What are we looking at? What are we watching for? We're watching for muzzle rise. We're watching for performance. We're watching to see which one of the three actually performs the best. So up first, this was the Canik METE MC9 Prime. So now we're going to go in with the Smith & Wesson Carry Comp. Very nice weight. Also, this does have a capacity of 14+1. That is how she looks. Very nice, solid. When I say solid, this is a solid. Come on, you're supposed to wake up. Ugh. Now, I done put this stuff on me for these mosquitoes, and they still biting me. All right. I don't even think my red dot is on, but let's see if I can use, yeah. All right. Pistol is clear, magazine is empty. As I said, 15+1 on the Smith & Wesson Carry Comp. All right, and we are going in with the CZ P-10C ported. I really enjoyed this. This is also optic ready. If that's what snazzles your fancy, you can add something to it. And I think that is something that I am going to do because I did enjoy this as much as I did. That is how she looks. All right, so this is a 15+1. Magazine is empty and our pistol is clear. The CZ P-10C comp. This is a great shoot. Now, thus far, I still have my same complaint with the CZ. Let's get reloaded and do it again. So far, so good. But we got to find out for sure. But they tearing my damn legs up, though. All right. Hands just a little greasy again. But anyway, if you're just now joining, we are talking about, we're having us a comp carry battle between the Canik METE Prime, between the Smith & Wesson Carry Comp, and the CZ P-10C comp.
CZ look flatter.
That's CZ.
Than all of them.
Right now. So let's go back in with the Canik METE MC9 Prime, chambered in 9mm. Now this one does have the most or the highest capacity. Thank you. The highest capacity with a capacity of 17 rounds. So some people that just might make the decision a lot easier. But just watch the shoot. Watch the muzzle rise. Pistol is clear, magazine is empty. I can feel it lifting. Now this is a very light pistol, so that can play a part. Smith & Wesson Carry Comp is a hell of a lot more of a heavy pistol, but it's a solid shoot. Now this one does has 15 rounds, as I said a moment ago. And I think this should be turning on, and it's not. But anyway. All right.
To me, the Smith look a little flatter than the Canik too.
Yeah, I think it's the weight is playing a big factor. This was the Smith & Wesson Carry Comp. But some people say it's too heavy. I don't want to carry anything that heavy, and it's just too much weight. All right, now we're going in with the CZ P-10C comp or ported. This one has 15, but I was only able to put 14 in it. God, this is solid.
And you notice with the CZ, you were able to put everything on still.
And for me, watching the actual sights, because Pistol is Clear magazine is empty, I noticed that trying to get my sights back on target with the Smith & Wesson as well as the Canik. Now, let me make one thing clear. My red dot is not on, so I am using my iron sights. We do have a little bit of raceway here. They are a little bit higher so that I can kind of co-witness with the red dot, and I can see the muzzle rise with my red dot trying to get my sights back on target. But with the with the CZ, it seems to be a lot flatter. All right.
Let's run some more math.
All right, let me give you a visual really quick as far as how each one of these actually look side by side. All right, so we have the Canik all the way to my far left. We have the Smith & Wesson Carry Comp in the middle. And then we have the CZ P-10C comp all the way to the right. So as I told you, the Canik is the one that comes in with the shortest barrel and at the lighter weight. But if you look at the Carry Comp as well as the P-10C, they are very, very, very close in length, in slide length, as well as height in those pistols. So it's very close. Okay, so now we're gonna go back in with the Canik MC9 METE. Now that we've talked about all three, I want to know what the order that you choose them in as far as shoot goes. Pistol is Clear magazine is empty. And as far as what it is that it comes with that would make you a little bit more attracted to that particular pistol. All right, let's go in with the Smith & Wesson Carry Comp. Pistol is Clear magazine is empty. That felt like that was jumping all over the place. The CZ P-10C comp, and they're nice. Do you see the flames coming out of here? Pistol is Clear magazine is empty. Whew. Now, I do grip textures. The texture on the Canik is, well, I can talk. Wow, I love these magazines. The texture on the grip of the Canik is the least aggressive between the three. I guess that would be for more comfortable feeling on the body. If it rubs on you, whatever. It does have a slight magwell on there as well. So, you know, that would kind of help from it actually rubbing on your body. The Smith & Wesson does have the regular Smith & Wesson aggression on the grip. Feels good. It's something that I had to learn to love, but I'm okay with it. But this CZ,
The CZ looking like a beast.
the actual grip on that CZ has like little spikes. I want to say spikes, piquitos, And it's so perfectly aggressive in the hand for me that I didn't think. Now, initially, my first grab, I didn't think I was going to like it as much as I am liking it. But that pistol ain't moving. It ain't going nowhere at all. Going back in with the Canik METE MC9 Prime. She, I like my L better, but she alright. She good. She good. But she bucking. Pistol is clear, magazine is empty. She is. All of this is going to conclude to that whole. I'm going to tell you which one it is that I enjoyed the most, and then go into my whole rob Peter to pay Paul, and if this had this and that had that. But oh, that was aggressive, and slide went forward, and she is hot. Pistol is clear, magazine is empty. This was the Smith & Wesson Carry Comp, chambered in 9mm. And we have here the CZ P-10C Comp, or port. I think the box says port. Aggressive enough. That slide will go forward, but that's okay. I don't have a problem with that. Pistol is clear, magazine is empty. All right. Out of the three, this was the CZ P-10C comp port. All right. Out of the three, in my opinion, the CZ shot the best. I enjoyed this shoot the most out of the three. I enjoyed the grip. I enjoyed the response. The trigger for me is probably what I least enjoyed out of this pistol. The trigger safety is causing my finger to become very fatigued and sore, just because of that safety right there. I don't like that. That is just my personal opinion on that. But coming in with the Smith & Wesson Carry Comp, I do enjoy this trigger a lot more. It does also have a trigger safety on here, but it's more of a flatter, wider safety. This also shot nicely, but I did find that it took me, the recoil on it was just a little bit more obnoxious. Yeah, the recoil was just a little bit more obnoxious, so me getting my shots back on target was a little bit more difficult for me to do so. But the aggression and the grip and just the beauty, it's a beautiful freaking gun. It's beautiful. And then the Canik MC9 METE. This one here is the lightest. It does have the shortest barrel length. The trigger performed. I enjoyed that trigger very, very much. But out of the three, this one was the snappiest out of all. Carry wise, because it's a little bit more on the lighter side, that's probably what would be something that I would be kind of leaning towards, but because they're all pretty big firearms, they're all very, very big, so for me to conceal something like that would be a little bit more difficult. But let's rate it 1, 2, 3. Number 1 was the CZ P-10C port. Number 2 was the Smith & Wesson Comp Carry. And number 3 was the Canik METE MC9 Prime. Now, y'all got to be honest. Tell me what it is did you see? What did you see? How did it perform? Everything went great. There was no failures at either one of the two, either one of the three. We had a good run. But I want to know, based on what it is that you saw, how do they rate in your eyes? Drop that in the comments. So, Yoke Gang, listen, thank you so much for supporting the channel just by watching this video. Y'all know I love it when things work, but I love y'all for life. Muchos besitos.